What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 4 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today I have for you guys the Rock Cup second round game against the Premier Division side Manchester 62 FC. This is perhaps the biggest game in the club's history so far. It's a game against one of the biggest teams here in Gibraltar. I believe they are still third placed in the league. They were certainly last time we checked. In fact, they're joint third at the moment. Britannia ahead of them on goal difference. But anyway, this is going to be a slightly shorter episode just because it's not been that many games since the previous kind of episode, which if you missed, definitely go check out. There have been a few games to speak of and they've all been in the league. And to be honest, it's been a little bit of a disappointing spell. It all started with a 2-1 defeat to Mons Calpe, a team who we beat 2-1 in our very first game of the season. And today, in this game, well, we really didn't show up. We did dominate the game, to be honest, and we probably should have won the match. But we just lacked that clinical edge. Warren Bright grabbed us a goal, but it just wasn't enough. And unfortunately for us, we lost 2-1 here. A little bit disappointing. I was looking for us to immediately bounce back. And bounce back we did not. We drew 0-0 against Olympique. Worth noting, however, Dale Bruzon was sent off after 8 minutes. So we did play the entire game down a man. And to be fair, we were more than a match for Olympique at 10 men. Perhaps a little bit disappointing that we couldn't make more of the match. But you know what? Given the fact we had a sending off so early on, I was quite satisfied with a draw. Anyway, the last game to tell you guys about, a home tie against Leon FC, or Leo FC even, and we won this game 2-0, and as you'll see here, Kadrian Drimmy and Warren Bright with the goals. Really good performance this one, exactly what we needed, gives us a little bit of momentum coming into today's game, which is certainly going to be the trickiest match we've had so far in our time in charge. So in terms of the team for today's game, we're pretty much at full strength now. Unfortunately, Lee Fenley is out suspended, but with the exception of him, we have a pretty darn strong squad at our disposal. We have made one new signing since the last episode, just a new left back. We got in Yogen Santos, who, as you guys can see here, a pretty good player. Made 6 caps for the international side. He's in as a backup player on a non-contract. And yeah, we signed him from Manchester 62 FC, who actually released him during this season in January. So we picked him up, pretty happy to get him in. And yeah, hopefully he can make a little bit of a difference for us. The reason I brought him in really was that we just didn't have a backup left back. Glenn Gilbert has had a fantastic first season at the club at the left back position, but you know, if he gets injured, if we need to rest him at any point, we just didn't have a backup. So we've now got that solved. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with our team and kind of, I guess, our form coming into today's game. It's a little bit disappointing to lose that unbeaten run. The dream of an unbeaten season has gone, but hopefully we can bounce back here and just get a fantastic result against one of the biggest teams here in Gibraltar. We are very, very much the underdogs. But we do have a near enough full-strength team. You can actually see we are being edged as favourites, which, I mean, I will take. I don't know if that's based on our good league position and just our quality in our team, but I will certainly take that. It's still pretty tight odds. You can see a win would set us up with College Europa, which, yeah, could have been an easier draw for us. I believe they played Mons Calpe. Yeah, you can see here they beat Mons Calpe 2-0, but College Europa currently second in the Premier Division. So if we somehow can overturn this mammoth task against Manchester 62 FC, we have to play the second best team in Gibraltar at the moment in the Premier Division, in the Rock Cup kind of quarter-finals. It's also worth noting, just a little thing here, Lincoln Red Imps, obviously you can see here, they've dominated the league for a number of years. They have recently had a number of injuries strike their team, and actually College Europa might beat them this year because of it. The big 2 players they're missing, Liam Walker here, who is one of the best Gibraltarian players in the game at 27 years old. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks with knee ligament injury. And they've also lost Christori, who is an Argentine, and he's out with knee ligaments as well for a little while. So they've done okay of late, but it's kind of made things a little bit interesting at the top of the table. And the next game is going to be against College Europa in 2 days' time. Anyway, let's focus on the here and now on what's going on at our end. We need to beat Manchester if we can. Looking for a good attendance here by the fans as well. You can see our overall balance sits at negative 15,000. A big attendance for a game like this, though, could definitely help us get some money. The pundit predicting it may well go to penalties. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty tricky game, to be honest. They are playing with 3 strikers as well, which I'm not a massive fan of having to play against, but we'll see what we can do. I'm going to tell the players I'm expecting a win. I want to kind of encourage them. This is going to be a tough game, despite the fact we are apparently favourites. You know, we definitely don't have the quality that they have in our side. They are a very good team, Manchester 23 FC. But you know what? We're going to try and give a plucky performance here, a good representation of ourselves. And this could be a good game to kind of gauge how we are going to sit potentially next season if we do get promoted, which, despite the kind of slip-ups of late, we're still very much on course to do. And yeah, it's a chance to see how we compare, to some of the bigger teams in the nation. I'm pretty happy with the players we got in on freeze. Some of them are very, very good players, and they've proved themselves in the Segunda division. But there is a big step up to kind of the next tier. And it'll be interesting to see how our players get on trying to make that next step. But anyway, we are on the attack here. Warren Bright with the ball inside to Legia. Reyes on the overlap. Can he whip in a ball of quality? He can. And Drimmy with the goal. A really nice goal there. Such a lovely work move. And Drimmy, the right mid, well, he found himself in the centre of the kind of 6-yard box and he buried it. He made it 1-0 there, and that was a really nice finish. Lovely passing play as well. That's one thing that I'm really enjoying about the 4-4-2 we are actually using. When I first implemented it, I hadn't really tested it. I've not made any major tweaks to it really since the start of the season. In fact, I'm not sure if I've changed anything. But it's just kind of working for us, this 4-4-2. It seems to get us kind of a lot of space in the wide areas. Our fullbacks on the overlaps are very capable of putting in crosses. And our wider midfielders, they're there to whip in the ball when need be, but they'll also find their way into the box and really provide us with additional targets in the centre when crosses get whipped in. And I'll tell you what, so far this has been a bloody good performance. I'm pleased with how things are going, boys. Keep it up. I don't think they've had a shot on target yet. Cannot complain one little bit about that. And 45 minutes in, if it stays like this, we'll be going through. Manchester 23, or 63 even. They've had a lot more shots than us. Not a lot more shots, sorry. A lot more possession than us, but they've not had the shots ready to make anything of... Well, they've not made anything of the possession is what I'm trying to say. Looking at it, we're doing well here. We are doing very well. 35 minutes left. They are edging possession still a little bit, but they're not creating a lot, although Manchester are going to be bringing the ball forward here. And they have got a man over on the right-hand side. Can they whip in the ball? There's options in there, and well, Marcus has been picked out very nicely. Travis Marcus gets the first goal of the game for Manchester and gets them back in this game at 1-1. Hovkins down the right-hand side, whips in the ball, and then in the centre, there's just no defensive communication. Our centre-backs stood on top of one another. They're not spaced out. They're not kind of marking the space. No one is picking up Marcus, who kind of pulled in off Reyes at right back. And unfortunately for us, we now have to try and fight back in this game. And, I believe this would go straight to extra time as we have a chance. And Warren Bright, I tell you what, we fought straight back there. That is a ridiculous goal. Reyes with the cross, and Warren Bright grabs another for the season. What was the time difference between the goals? It was less than a minute. It was 49 seconds. What a turnaround. Warren Bright with the goal. A nice finish there. The fans going absolutely wild in their blue and black and grey jerseys. They're loving it. But we do need to stay switched on. We've already let them back into this game once, and now Marcus, who doesn't need any invitation to create a chance with the ball. Cleared away though. Legia wins it, and Drimmy, now Bright, options ahead of Warren. Goes out wide to Glenn Gilbert. Can he do well at the left back? He can. Griffo there. Options in the middle. Drimmy back post into Bright. It's a beautiful passing move. Unfortunately, Griffo caught offside for the rebound. But that probably deserved a goal. A really nice passing move. And, well, if things stay like this, we will be going through against the odds. I'm going to make a few changes. Bruzon struggling with condition. Drimmy not looking too good. We're going to bring on Liam Butigieg. That doesn't sound right, but we'll go with it. It sounds good. I'm sorry, Liam, if I've butchered your name there. 20 minutes left. Got some fresh legs on in the midfield. We have taken off Drimmy, which is a risk, but at the same time, he's a player who we really can't afford to have injured. Of course, as I mentioned, I believe last episode, the winner of this competition does get a Europa League spot. And if we were to win this game and then potentially beat College Europa, I mean, you'd kind of have to back us at that point. We will have taken out some of the biggest teams in Gibraltar, and we have a chance here. Griffo misses the sitter, keeper saves, and they will clear that away. That was a chance to make it 3-1, to double our lead. And well, it's still 2-1 here. Headed away though again. We are on the back foot here. Lots of players sat at the edge of the 18-yard box, but Sueta in goal clutches the ball gratefully to his chest, according to the commentator. Now we'll scramble it away, and now we're on the attack. Bright, Legia. Can Legia make anything work? Warren Bright not there for the pass, although Legia could be through here. Goes around the keeper, squeezes it in. I don't know if it's offside. It's not offside. Thomas Legia makes it 3-1. What a performance this has been against the odds. We've taken the game to Manchester here. They've had more possession, but we've just created some fantastic opportunities, and Legia there, Well, he's done well to squeeze that in at the near post. Keeper perhaps shouldn't be beaten there. We cannot complain one little bit though. This would go down as a historic result here for Gibraltar Apex. It would probably go down as our biggest win so far of this save. You know, taking on one of the biggest teams here in the nation. And well, it's still 3-1 here. We'll make our one last change. I'm going to bring on Danny G. You'll notice that I've nicknamed the two Dannys now. So we have Danny B and Danny G. Because I can't say their last name, so I like the idea of having two Dannys in our team nicknamed. But anyway, Gilbert going to clear it. Griffo, options down the line if he wants it. Danny B in the centre. Danny G, the Danny partnership. It's the 86th minute, 87th now. Well, I guess it's technically the 88th, but what I'm trying to say is there's not much time left in this game. A goal here would seal the deal. If we concede now, squeaky bum time. Although we're on the attack, lovely passing. Griffo hits the post. Danny G, the sub, with the rebound, makes it 4-1. This is a dominating display. We have been the better team throughout this match. Anthony Hernandez is going to get a yellow card for a protest, I think. But yeah, Griffo springs the offside trap, gets an element of fortune as his cross ricochets off the post. But Danny G, the sub, says thank you very much, Griffo. Makes it 4-1. And we're winning, and we've won. We've won at this point. I can say it with confidence. 45 seconds left. They are not going to score 3 goals now. Sueta, what's he doing with the ball? I don't know. I want to panic, but I don't need to. It's 4-1. What a performance this has been. We now have an even bigger test ahead of us, though, in College Europa. That is going to be a really tricky team. The team currently joint top of the Primera Division. Going to be our next opposition in this competition in the quarterfinals. But regardless, historic performance here. 4-1, a fantastic performance. What a performance that was. Reyes at right back getting 2 assists. Dremy getting a goal. Griffo getting an assist. Legia and Warren Bright and Danny G all with goals. Great performance there. And looking at it, 4-1. We deserved the win. And we go marching on, which is absolutely fantastic here in the Rock Cup. Quality of possession provides the victory. We win in the second round, as you can see, previous winners St Joseph's SC and Lincoln Red Imps, of course. But we do now have a tough tie ahead against College Europa. And that game, how long until that game? We've got a little while until that game. It's going to be on the 6th of April. I don't think we're going to do the Division 2 League Cup semi-final just because that's not too bigger a game, Hound Dogs. They're an okay team, but we really should be dominating them. They're only 6th in the league. And we have, I guess, bigger fish to fry here in the Rock Cup quarter-final. So the other teams in this competition, Lincoln Red Imps, Europa Point, Gibraltar Lions, St Joseph's FC, Angels and Britannia 11. I believe the only other team in our division still in this competition is Europa Point. So we've done really well just to get this far. Of course, we won in the first round and now in the second round in a historic fashion. We were the only home team to win. I guess technically every game's a home game because everyone plays at the same ground here in Gibraltar. What was our attendance like for this game? 1,101. I don't know, but that might be our record attendance at the club. Shall we check? I think it would be under records, I guess. Highest attendance, yeah. That is the biggest attendance we've had. And we also made 5.5k in gate receipts, which is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, the Rock Cup game against College Europa is going to be away from home, but regardless, some nice money in the bank for that win. That's going to help us this year with our overall balance and, well, we go marching on in this competition. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap things up from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode as always. If you did, please do smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.